welcome to another cooking video. Today we're going to be starting a brand new series by making my second favorite food, Mexican food. We're going to be making some of my favorite Mexican meals, and today I'm so excited that we're going to make some basic nachos. It's very quick and simple and easy, and it's perfect because there are some playoff games we have to watch tonight. If you're a fan of simple, quick, and easy nachos, make sure to watch this video. Stay tuned for a taste test. Always, let's start with our veggies. Today we're going to be needing some cilantro, tomato, avocado for some guacamole, lime, and a red onion. For taste, we're gonna make it simple and use this taco mix. We'll also need some oregano and tomato paste. For our chips, we're gonna use Tostitos. These are my favorite one to use for nachos. Lean ground beef for our meat. Don't make fun of me that it's a tube, it's cheaper. Guys, I forgot we also need cheese for this recipe, and lots of cheese. Okay, let's get started. First and foremost, of course, let's cut up our veggies. We're gonna start with our onions as always. Stuff, we have our knives here and our little containers so that we can clean as we go. Start with our onion, and we're gonna do half of the red onion for now, and we'll see if we need to add more later. We probably do. Excited for this. I've been craving nachos, but I really wanted to make some and not just buy at a restaurant. I love how red onion. Make it as small as you can. Our other half of the onion. Our onions are looking good for now. I think we have all that we need. Oh! Okay, so I think we're good for our onions. Let's put that back in our little platter. It is a lot. That's good because we're gonna need a lot. Okay, next, let's go ahead and cut our tomatoes. We're gonna use two. We're gonna use two for this recipe. Our 2 tomatoes. Almost the same as how we cut our onions. There's some very juicy tomatoes. Okay, tomatoes are cut. Let's put it back in our little platter. Perfect. I'm gonna change our cutting board now because we're gonna get started on our guacamole before we do anything else. I'll be right back. Put a little bowl here for our guac. Let's first cut up our avocado and our lime, and then we'll chop up some cilantro. So I'm gonna use 2 avocados for this recipe. Avocado number 1. Let's cut up number 2. So ripe. I think I picked really good avocados. Scoop up the avocado from its peel and place it in our bowl. Perfect. Now let's smash it together. Have one of those smasher things either, so we're gonna have to do manual things. As gentle as your children's laughter. Can't believe we're actually making our own guacamole for this recipe. My favorite part is probably cooking the meat and putting cheese on it and plating the nachos. Although I'm actually loving making this guacamole, so this might become my new favorite part. We're getting there, guys. Oh, it's hurting my hand. Okay, so I think that's pretty much good for now. We're gonna set this aside and cut up our lime and cilantro. Then we're going to finalize our guacamole and then start making our meat. Okay, next let's cut up our limes. We're gonna be using 2 limes for this. And I just love adding lime to my nachos. I feel like it gives it like that taste. Cut them in little cubes. Actually have more than enough for our guacamole, so we can use some for our nachos. Perfect. Now we have our limes all cubed up. Let's cut up some cilantro. Cilantro we're gonna use for our guacamole and also to top up our nachos. So adding cilantro to your nachos and your tacos is actually really good. It just adds that extra flavor to Mexican food. Let's chop up our cilantro. Make sure to wash it. It's a little bit wet because we washed it. We're going to start by just chopping it off the leaves like this so we don't get the stems in the way. And then take this out. There's still gonna be a little bit of stems, so just take off the leaves from the stems like manually so you don't get a lot of the stems. I love the smell of cilantro. Go ahead and chop them up. I like to do unorthodox chopping of cilantro. Just make them into tiny pieces, small pieces, as small as I can. Others, and just keep adjusting and keep cutting it in small pieces. Move these over and put our cilantro here. I feel like we did a really good job slicing those. So we are going to continue making our guacamole now. Have our avocados in the bowl. Time to add some stuff to complete it. First, we're gonna add a little bit of onions. Then we're gonna squeeze 2 limes, and I'm gonna use the bigger ones. then top it off with a little bit of cilantro. And do a taste test. A little guac taste test. Really, really good. Now we're gonna cook our meat and get that ready. So let's move this party to the stove. Okay, y'all, we have our veggies right here. We also have our meat. I did not use the entire tube. I'm just actually weighing how much meat I need, so I decided with this much. And we're gonna need our oregano, tomato paste, and taco mix. And I need our cheese to top it off. And these are some optional things that you can put: canned sweet corn and some chopped tomatoes and green chilies if you want a little bit of spice. We're gonna need our pan. Put the stove to medium heat. Add a little bit of vegetable oil. And we're gonna wait for it to heat up a little bit before we put in our meat. Okay guys, our pan is ready. We're gonna first add in our tomatoes and our onions. Wait for it to saute a little bit. Okay, we're gonna add this much tomato paste. Then we're gonna go ahead and add our meat in. Some seasoning for taste. Let's put in our taco mix. We're gonna add a little salt and pepper and paprika. Pepper and paprika. Put a little bit of oregano leaves. And by this time, our meat should be almost fully cooked. I'm gonna turn our heat to low and add on our cheese on top and let it simmer for a little bit. I'm putting cheese on all sides. Perfect. Now we're gonna let that simmer and melt on top of our meat, and then we'll add it onto our chips. Okay guys, cheese is almost melted all the way through, so I'm gonna show you guys what that looks like. This is what we have. Looks so good. I'm gonna turn our heat off, let that simmer for another 2 minutes, and then we're gonna go plate our nachos. Okay guys, I think we're ready to plate our nachos. So I'll take you guys back to our station for our plating and our official taste test. Back to our station, we're gonna be using this plate to plate our nachos. We're gonna go ahead and put in our chips. I like to use as much chips as possible. They're really full. I'm really excited to put the toppings in and have the finished product. Okay, I think that's a really good amount. We're gonna go ahead and put our meat on top of our chips. Okay guys, this is the most important part, so we have to be extra careful of how we're going to place the meat. And directly like this. Okay, we nailed that one. Now the fun part starts and we get to add on all of our veggies, guacamole, and a little bit of sour cream as well. We're gonna put the rest of our onions on top. Let's add a little bit of tomatoes and chili. We'll also add a little bit of corn. Add our guac on top. And last but not least, let's top it off with some cilantro. Put some lime. And we're finished. That was actually a lot, but I feel like this is gonna turn out so good that I don't even care. So let's clean up our mess and do an official taste test. I'm gonna show you guys a little close-up. Guys, here is our beautiful finished nachos. They look so unreal. It looks so good. Absolutely amazing. I think we did such a good job with the guacamole. Everything is just perfect. Can't wait to do the taste test. But first, let's squeeze some lime on top. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. I don't even know where to start. Put some guac in there. Cheers. That's even better than I expected. And I say I'm so proud of the guacamole. Guys, I'm really happy about it. I know there were so many things that we had to do, and I said it was gonna be simple, but this is totally worth it. I think making your own guacamole just makes this even so much better. But we didn't really have to do much except for chop a lot of veggies. Also, the canned veggies actually helped with this one because I ran out of my tomatoes, and it's still so delicious. I still think this is a simple recipe that's so worth it and really, really good. If you guys are interested in the recipe and the procedures we did today, I did write it all down, so let me know in the comments below if you want me to share. Thank you guys so much for joining me in our first Mexican food series, and I can't wait to do more. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.